Hello and welcome to Circle Time. It's spring break this week for many of you, so we're doing a shorter circle time, no calendar or weather time. We're going to dive right into the letter of the day. Today's letter is I, and I is for island. To decorate your letter I, if you'd like to, you can use sand from outside, or I have some craft sand. You can make land right here in the middle and water all the way around, because that's what an island is. It's land surrounded by water on all sides. So remember, use sand from outside. You can glue that on. You can color green, or even use some craft sand. This came from Hobby Lobby. Well, that's how we're decorating letter I. And now, next, we're going to learn how to write letter I, and I will show you. So to make a letter I, all you have to do is make a number 1 with a top and a bottom. Let me show you what that looks like on handwriting paper. So just make a number 1 with a top and a bottom. If you're using this handwriting paper, and parents, you can get this on my website for free. Look under Shop and Free. You're going to trace the top line and trace the bottom line. Make a 1, trace the top and the bottom. 1 with a top and a bottom. Okay, so that's big letter I. Now let me show you how to make little I. Little I looks like this. 1 with a dot. 1 with a dot. Let's practice writing the little letter I. Make the 1 downstairs and the dot upstairs. 1 with the dot. Make the number 1 with the dot, and you have the letter I. 1 with a dot. Okay, I would love to cheer for you because I know you are listening and learning. That was our handwriting time. This is for your handwriting paper. Well, now that we know what I looks like, we know how to write it, it's time to talk about the sound that it makes. Letter I is one of those special letters that we call the vowels. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. They're special because every word must have one. If it doesn't have a vowel, then it's not a real word. In English, all words have vowels. So every time we talk about a vowel, we get a visit from one of the vowel people, and here he is. This is my friend I, and he loves lollipops. He eats lollipops all the time, but the problem is he gets really icky and sticky. Look at his face. Look at his clothes. My friend I says, eh, like an icky, sticky lollipop. Can you do that? Rub your fingers like they're really icky and sticky. That's what my friend I says. And if you look really carefully, you can see that the lollipop looks like the letter I. So I'm hoping when you see a letter I, it'll remind you of the lollipop, and you'll remember I says, Well, we're going to play a little game to help us think about that sound in the middle of words. I have some itchy dots. Sometimes I go outside and a mosquito bites me and it's itchy. So I'm going to say a word, and if you hear it in the middle of the word, I want you to give me a thumbs up. If you don't hear it, thumbs down. And if you get it right, you get to put an itchy dot on Miss Kathy. Okay, the first word is sit. Do you hear it in the middle? It. Sit. Yes, very good. An itchy dot for Miss Kathy. The next one is ham. Ham. No, thumbs down. I hear ah in the middle. That's letter A. Ham. The next word is bin. Bin. Do you hear I? Bin. Yes, thumbs up. You put another itchy dot on Miss Kathy. The next word is set. Set. No, that's in the middle, letter E. Another itchy dot. Good job. The next one is six. Six. Do you hear I? Six. Yes, yes, yes. Thumbs up. You can put another itchy dot on Miss Kathy. It's getting pretty itchy. How about this word? Fin. Fin. Yes, very good. Another itchy dot. How about this word? Sun. Sun. No, that has a sun. Right on my nose. Oh my goodness. The next one is bat. Bat. No, that has ah. The last one is pin. Do you hear it? Pin. Yes, yes, yes. You get to put another itchy dot on Miss Kathy. I am pretty itchy. I says it as in itchy. Well, you did a great job. I want to show you something fun you can do for art next. Whew, that feels better. Now, for art today, you can make a little island. Use a paper plate, color all around it blue. Use Play-Doh to make a little island in the center. You could decorate it with seashells, a little twig, and even a little Lego person if you want him to live on the island. So there you go. That's a very simple art project for your day today. So for science today, we're going to talk about erosion. So we'll need to go over to the science table. I'll meet you over there. For our science activity, we're going to be talking about erosion. Erosion is when tiny pieces of the Earth's surface are moved from one place to another. This is usually caused by moving water or wind. Erosion usually happens very slowly. Okay, so I'm going to take some water, and I have one side of my bucket that has some sand and dirt. I'll gently pour water on the other side. Okay. And now I'm going to rock the bucket back and forth. Watch what happens to the land or the dirt and also to the seashells. Here we go. Whoa, look at that. The waves are crashing against the land, and look what's happening to the land. The dirt is moving from here to here into the water, and some of the seashells also moved. Erosion is when tiny pieces of the Earth's surface are moved from one place to another. Remember, this is usually caused by moving water or wind. There you have it. So that was a fun erosion activity today for our science. Now let me read a story to us before we go. Today's book is one of my favorites. It's called Swashby by the Sea. Swashby and the Sea. Swashby and the Sea by Beth Ferry. Captain Swashby loved the sea. The sea and he had been friends for a long, long time. She knew him in and out, up and down, and better than anyone. So when Swashby retired, it was to a small house on a small island as close to the sea as he could be. Whenever he needed something, the sea provided exactly the right thing at exactly the right time. Life was just the way Swashby liked it, salty, sandy, and serene. Until squeaks and squeals sprang from the empty house next door, which was no longer empty. It had been commandeered by a girl and her granny, who planted umbrellas, scattered beach chairs, and boarded Swashby's deck without permission. Swashby battened down the hatches, hid when the doorbell rang, and fed their oatmeal cookies to the gulls. He didn't need neighbors. He didn't want neighbors. Neighbors were nosy, a nuisance, annoying. So in return, he left a message written clearly in the sand. It said, "No trespassing," which the sea fiddled with just a little bit. The only letters left when the sea washed away some of them were S-I-N-G. Sing, the girl read, and did just that. She sang every song she knew while dancing up and down Swashby's deck. "What now?" she asked. "Now vanish," Swashby wrote later that evening, adding a starfish exclamation point. And the sea fiddled just a little. W-I-S-H were the only letters left. "Wish," the girl said, picking up a starfish, and she did just that. She closed her eyes and began, "I wish—" "No, no," Swashby interrupted, stomping down the steps. "If ye mean to make a starfish wish, ye must say this: Starfish back to waves so blue, the sea will see a wish come true." "How lovely," Granny said. "We wish you'd come for a cup of tea, Mr. Swashby." But Swashby wished to be left alone, so he grumbled and he mumbled and he hurried inside. He didn't need tea. He didn't want tea. Tea was civilized, friendly, neighborly. What he needed was a new message. "Please go away," he wrote firmly in the sand. And once again, the sea fiddled just a little. P-L-A-Y. Play, the girl sounded out, and did just that, with Swashby's shells and stones, with his buckets and shovels, but her towers kept falling down. "Barnacle bottoms," Swashby muttered, marching out. "You're doing it all wrong. You must not use the sun-baked sand. It's the sea sand that does the trick." And he showed her how to dig for the wet sand below. But Swashby was gone. Before long, amazing sculptures decorated the beach. "It's the clamshells ye should be using," Swashby called from inside. "Come play, Mr. Swashby," the girl called back. "Swashbys don't play," he answered, banging the shutters. So the sea decided to meddle more than just a little. She inched her way up the sand and tickled the girl's toes. She nibbled on the sculptures and slurped away the bucket. The girl tried to grab it, but "Look at me," the girl called. "Look at her," Granny gasped. "Look at her. Oh dear, look at her." Granny hurried to the water's edge, but Swashby was already there. "What are ye up to, ye salty imp?" he asked, scooping up the girl and the bucket. With a great big wave, the sea delivered the pair back to shore, and there was no stopping the laughing and thanking and hugging that was Swashby's reward. "I see what ye did," he whispered to the sea as he was whisked away to celebrate. After that, it was easy for Swashby to have tea with the girl and her granny, and ice cream and lobster and s'mores on the beach. It was easy for him to share his special sea glass. It was even easy for him to see that neighbors could be fun and friends and family. And when he had a moment to himself, Swashby carved a heartfelt message for the sea. "Thank ye, friend," it said, which the sea fiddled with just a little bit. The end. That was a good story. Well, I hope you had fun with I is for Island. Come back tomorrow for J is for Jigsaw Puzzle. Goodbye and have a great day.